Hello, hello. Welcome to Sparkle.Sanctuary. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Rebecca. I am here with an unboxing from the Diamond Design Co. I was influenced to purchase this thanks to Shay at Crafting with Shay. I'll link her channel below. I will also link this kit below from the Diamond Design Co. It is the Memories collection. Just need to admit that I started to do this unboxing and I actually got into a couple kits before I realized that my device was not recording. So I have seen some of the things in here. I will try to give you my genuine reaction from this. I am excited about some of the things that I saw in here, and I regretfully was not able to completely open this on screen, but there are a few things I have not seen in here. So hopefully that will make up for it, and hopefully you'll enjoy seeing this unboxing anyway. But anyway, this is the Tiny Memories collection from their Regan Kubecek. I never say their name right, but this is, as you can see, 6 kits. They're all 30 by 30 centimeters. They're all square diamond paintings. Yeah, they are all 80s nostalgia, as it says, Tiny Memories collection. So let's go ahead and get into this box. It took a bit to ship to me. When Shay put them on her channel, she did post a discount code, so I did use that code and got all of these. And like I said, it took a little bit to ship to me, but it was worth the wait in my mind. I do really appreciate that they all came in one container. I don't store my diamonds and my diamond paintings together, so to me it doesn't matter, but just kind of something to keep in mind when you're looking at this, depending on how you store your stuff. So it does come with this plastic bag for their toolkit. My brain just completely evaporated. But anyway, let's just dump everything out and I'll show you what all is in here. So, oh my goodness. Okay, so the bag is empty. I think it's a decent sized bag. So they have this tray. This tray looks really cool. It's a very interesting stopper. I'm not sure I've ever seen any stoppers like this before, but it seems to work really well. And the spout, the pouring spout of this is really a decent size. You know, a lot of them are really narrow, so this lets a lot of diamonds through. And then if you can see, there's no grids back here on the end. Some people have put tape at the back of their trays to kind of keep the diamonds from going in that area. Just it makes it easier for when shaking them and sorting them and getting them off of here. I've never tried it before, so I'm not sure what that's like. It's a decent size and depth. It's a little bit short. I wish the walls were just a tiny bit taller, but honestly, this is a really nice tray, especially for just the basic toolkit. It does come with a pair of tweezers, and they are pointed sharp. So be very, very careful with those kinds of tweezers. And then it comes with a plastic straightener. So that's nice. And then it also comes with a 7-placer and a 4-placer. So you have both of those options. And then it comes with a angled pin with a metal single placer. So you could put the 4-placer, the 7-placer, or the straightener on the end of this. Or if you have another single placer that you want to put on this, or you want to swap these out, those are always an option. It is branded the Diamond Design Company, which is nice. So yeah, that's great. The one thing that was in here that I was not expecting at all was this. It's diamond painting putty. I haven't obviously had a chance to try it out, but I am excited to. I did not at all expect there to be putty with this. And then look at the size of this. Isn't that great? It's a nice thick putty. I think I've had companies where they gave you about 1/3 of this amount of putty. But anyway, when you want to use this kind of thing, you'll pull this plastic back and then you'll stick your single placer or multi-placer into there. It is, like they said, a putty, so it's more sticky than what you would normally get with your wax. And I feel like this one doesn't, I mean, it almost has a sweet smell, but it doesn't really have a scent to it. So I don't mind that. I have sensitivities to smell, so it not being scented is actually better for me. And it probably keeps their cost low to allow this. I'm very curious to use this. I love using putties in my multi-placer, depending on the brand. And my weather here where I live is very humid all the time. So finding a good putty is hard. So I will definitely be trying this out and definitely be trying out the tray. All right, so again, there are 6 kits in here. So let me get all of this stuff. I will fast forward a little bit while I move some things around, and then I will show you what's in here. Okay, so at the bottom of the box, there was this paper. It says it has all their information, the Diamond Design Co. It does give you information on how to how to do the diamond painting. So that's nice. It has just a how-to on there. Okay. And then also in here is, oh, stuck those together, a printed version of each of the diamond paintings that are in here with their legend. These are just printed paper. But also in here, which is wonderful, are sticker sheets. So this entire page is a sticker, and each of these little labels is an individual sticker. So when you are kitting up into kits, you can use those on your containers and be able to keep your diamonds that way. So to have 2 full sheets, that's amazing. If you notice, there is yellow on each of these kits. Those yellow are special drills, and I will show you. I'm not going to show every single diamond in detail, but I definitely will show you the specials and where they go on each of these. Okay, so first, let's see. This is diamond painting number 3. So here is bag number 3. So if you look here, there is a number. It says TDDCMS863. And then if you look on this baggie, it has the same thing. Okay, so this is just an indication that these diamonds go with this kit. And so I like that each bag of its own has that on there. So if I pull this out, you'll see underneath it, the next one has that. Okay, this one is, again, they're all 30 by 30 and they're square drill diamonds, but this one says it has 30 colors and 3 of them are specials. It has A, B, and XC. So I had a brief moment to kind of look to see what XC is, and I'm kind of excited to show you what that is. I wish you could have heard my initial shock when I found those. But basically, here are all of the drills for the kit. Okay. And then there are going to be 2 AB. So AB stands for Aurora Borealis. These have an iridescent coating on them that imitate the northern lights. So there's 2 of those, this blue and then this orange color. But then there is this color. And this I can only describe as a jelly drill with almost an iridescent glitter on it. I know in here it looks like a really gold, but in different lights it shows different things, and it almost has like a green or a yellow. I don't know how to explain it, but just check this out. It's pretty. It's so pretty. It does not come across on camera the way it does in real life. But as you can see, I'm showing you like how the tray works. So the majority of the drills that you're going to pick up are going to be lined up, and then the rest of them are going to fall into the back, which is really cool. I do see almost red reflex. Like it does have more reflex in it than what you're seeing on camera, which is really cool. So let me put these back in here, and I will open up the diamond painting and show you where the specials go. Man, look at all that. It slid out really nicely. I didn't have to chase down the drills. That I'm excited to try out that tray for sure. Okay, so let's open this kit. All right, so this one is called Poochie. Poochie is at the bottom here. And then they have their branding, their logo on top. But if you notice, there's no legend on this. And so that's something to keep in mind. I think that's probably why they gave you the paper version of the legend along with the sticker, because if you have these kitted up in a very specific way, you can go back to the legend and find them easily. And you'll also know how to, like what numbers they are if you end up storing your extra drills. But this is one I already had kind of looked at, so I don't need to do a lot. It is poured glue, so you can roll this kind of diamond painting backwards to lay it flat a little bit more. This has a really nice, thick plastic cover, and the glue is really nice and sticky, okay? It does have a nice soft flocked backing, and then the edges are scalloped and poked. No complaints. I actually really like this canvas brand, this canvas type. Okay, so for the special drills, we have this blue color. Number 30 is the letter Q. So Q is going to be the very centers of these flowers here, okay? And then this one, 28, is letter K. So letter K is on the edges of the stars here. It doesn't look like there's any of those. There's some in the center of this flower and then mostly around the edges of the stars here. Okay. And then last but not least, the jelly one with the glitter in it. This one is square, just a blank box. So there's this spot here, that spot there, around the outsider more perimeter of this blue here where it's lighter. This spot here, this one here, again around the outside perimeter of this flower, and this one, that spot, and then around the outside perimeter of this flower. So that should be very interesting. This is not blue and these are, so I'm curious to see how that will come across. With the blue underneath it, it might help make this appear more blue. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but is kind of how it works for those. So when I unboxed this earlier and I didn't have it recording, I did share. So Poochie is like Poochie Pals. They were like little dogs that had words on them. I remember commercials from the time and seeing them. It was never anything that I actually owned myself, but I am very aware of Poochie Pals. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's too cute. It's actually, I think, probably cuter than the ones that we had in the 80s, but I definitely like this. So it's adorable and I love it. Let me put this away and I'll get out the next one. All right, so our next diamond painting is, I think this is Lovely Lady Locks. I remember this doll very much. She had clips that you could put in her hair and they were different colors to give her just different hairstyles. And that way it was like a neat way of like coloring her hair without it being permanent. I believe the doll that I played with or had, I don't remember if it was somebody else that had it and I played with it or what, but I remember it being blonde like this one. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. Okay, so flip this one over too and roll it backwards. So again, branding at the top, the same scallop poked edges. They seem pretty consistent. No legend around the edge. It does have the artist name, Regan Kubecek, and then Lovely Lady Locks, and it does say 30 by 30 centimeter. I do like this size of diamond painting. While there is, so this seems to be really confetti heavy. Confetti is where you change the colors a lot. So like this whole section, there's, going to be a lot of color changes versus color blocking, which I don't even know. Like this tiny area of music notes would be considered a small amount of color blocking where you can use your multi-placer. This, because it's smaller, it's not going to be as frustrating to work up. I think if it was completely confetti and bigger, I wouldn't like it because I'm not a huge fan of square drills. I've mentioned that multiple times on my channel, but this I can totally do. And I'm actually looking forward to working on these. I am going on a trip in July and I will probably take some of these, if not all of these, with me. I did recently unbox some images from Diamond Art Club that I had also planned to take with me, but I don't know who knows exactly what I'll do and what I'll take with me for that trip. But yeah, I'm excited to see how that works and see these diamond paintings. I think these are really great size for travels and retreats and things like that. But yeah, okay. So here are our colors. So this one it's white with a mica powder glitter on it. That one's harder to see because the mica powder is the same color, but I think you can see that little extra shine. There is a purple, light purple with mica powder. That is so pretty. I love that. I love that. That is so pretty. Interesting. And then, oh, I didn't mention this has 48 colors. This one has a dark purple with mica. That is gorgeous. And you can definitely see the mica powder on those. And then there is another one of these jelly kind of drills with the glitter on it. And I think on this one, you can actually see more of the variety of colors. Yeah, you can see red and orange and green in there, more than you could see on the other drills. And you can definitely see that you can see through these. So that is so cool. Yeah, I'm very curious as to what this is going to look like on the canvas. Okay, so this drill, there is no, okay, really fast. Let me show you what that looks like. So here, if you look number 45, There's no symbol in there. It's just a blank. And then and I think the very first time I ever came across one of those in a kit that I worked on, it confused me at first, but there is actually just a blank spot on the canvas. And it can be very helpful to use a light pad or a bright light to definitely be able to see, because there are very faint grid lines on there you can see as to where the drills go. Okay. So that is going to go in her hair here, through there, through there, all through this. There's little splashes of it through the flowers here, down here, through those and that. There's some there, there. Yeah, so it's just like everywhere you see purple, it's just kind of sprinkled in, okay? And then this one is, okay, double arrow. So there's quite a bit of it around here. Yep, some through here, some through here, here, all through there, through there, through there. Oh, quite a bit there. Through here and there. And then through her hair here and through here. So again, everywhere you see purple, there's going to be some of that sprinkled in. And this white, the letter L, is in the blouse here, in the sleeves of her blouse. I don't see it anywhere else. There's white, but those are check marks. Okay. And then this one is like a backwards Y. Okay, I see some in this flower here. I see some in here, and here, and there, and there, and there, and there. So yes, again, this is basically in the areas where you're going to find these other purples. Okay. So let me get her put away and I'll get out the next one. Oh, wait, really fast. Let me show you. Here are all the colors in hers. There is a very wide variety of colors. It looks like one of the bags is a little bit open, spilled some of the drills, but they're all contained in the baggie. Okay, so I'm not worried about it. It's possible, like there was one that I found that there were a few just in the top of the baggie, like maybe the baggie they closed the baggie, the machine, whatever they use, before all the drills were fully in it. So it looks like maybe they go to that color or that color. I'll be able to figure that out pretty easily when I kit this up. Okay, let me get this put away. Okay, so our next one is Strawberry Shortcake. Isn't she adorable with her little cat? I cannot for the life of me remember what the cat's name is, but I know my daughter would know it. I watched Strawberry Shortcake when I was young, and then one of my kiddos watched Strawberry Shortcake when it was rebooted on TV when she was little, so that was really nice. But yeah, let me roll this one back and we'll get a look at it. So again, the branding's at the top. Literally everything is the same about these, all of these images. So that's really nice. There's consistency. Oh, look at her. Isn't she cute? All right, so here are her colors. Nice variety there. Oh, because there's so much greenery going along the edges. Let's just pull out her special diamonds. This one has 39 diamonds, and it looks like it also has 4 special diamonds like the last one. So 1, 2, all 4 of those. Okay. All right. So we have a mint green, or a lime green, sorry, lime green with that mica powder on top. I wonder what they call these, because every company calls them something different. There is like a bright pink with the glitter on top. That's a very true Barbie pink. Doesn't come across that way on my viewfinder. And then this white again. And then this is true red. I think on my viewfinder it looks orange. I'm not sure how it'll come across in post, but it has that glitter in it again. Okay. So let's see. These are also like the solid blank square. It looks like it goes through her dress through here, through her hair here, and through her hair here, through her dress in here. There's a couple in that strawberry up there. Are any in those? No. 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 Nope. Oh, and there's some in this band on her hat here. Okay, so there's that. Here for this pink, number 37 is the letter Z. There's Z. There's Z. Don't see. Oh, there's a couple. Okay, now that I know what that looks like, there's some here. Oh, there's a good chunk of it there and a few here, chunk of it here. So these darker patches in her hat through there, through there, through there, those are that letter Z. Okay. This is a music note. Okay, music note is this flower here. There are some white spots. Those are check marks, so those are not the same. So there's these white in the music notes here. There's some in her dress here on the apron. I think the rest of those, oh, there's music notes in this flower. And there's music notes in this flower. And that's all I see. All right, and then this green, this lime green, letter E. There's definitely some here on her apron. There's sprinklings here and here and there and there and here and there and there. And it's through here and through here and through here. So that one's sprinkled in the greenery. Okay, so I will get this one put away and get out the next kit. Okay, let's see what this one is. I believe that's a popple. I remember having a popple, like it would turn into a ball and then you would open the ball and the head would pop out and then the feet would pop out and then the flap would go around the back of it. And it ended up being like a bear or an animal, but they were like never animals that you could find in the wild. So I don't know how to explain that other than that. Oh no. Okay, this sticker goes right over where this opens. Let me see if I can't get this open without completely ruining that. Okay. Darn. Okay. Let's see. Let me roll this one backwards. You don't have to roll these backwards. Eventually they will lay flat. If you have any diamond paintings that are double-sided adhesive, I don't recommend rolling backwards. There's not as many of those being sold anymore, so it's not quite as big of a worry, but just be careful. Don't do it unless you know. And then, because you can always like pull the plastic. So like there's a space here where there's almost like a bubble where there's space in between the plastic and the actual diamond painting here. So I can take this and pull this fully back about halfway and then kind of stretch that out. This is very sticky canvas. And then I can lay that back down and it'll lay flat. And that actually helps the diamond painting to lay more flat, as you can see. So get some of that air out of there. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend rolling it backwards unless you know it's poured glue. Okay. All right. So all the same stats on this. I love this light green color going on in the background behind the popple. And as you can see, it's not a dog. It's not a bear. I don't know what it is, but it is definitely a popple. That's what it says down here. Popple 30 by 30. And then has the artist name again. That is so cute. I love the little hearts. This almost reminds me of a Care Bear. And I think that that's probably why I liked popples when I was little. But I definitely remember having one and playing with it quite a bit. Like I said, it would turn into a ball and you could throw it around, but then you could pop it back out of itself. And the back would have the pouch kind of like, I don't know, like an animal with a pouch, it's cool. Anyway, just kind of turned it in on itself. Okay, so the drills for this one, let's see, this one was number 1, so they'll be here. Okay, so here are all those drills. As you can see, there's some really pretty mint colors in there, lots of greens. It's really pretty. Okay, this one has 36 colors and it has 3 specials. So it looks like 2 ABs. And then one of those ones with the, that are jelly with the glitter in it, maybe? Am I reading that right? Is this, oh, you know what? This is not the right one. This is not the right bag of drills. Let me close that up and scoot that back over here. This is the right bag of drills. That makes more sense with these colors here. That makes more sense. I apologize for my confusion. This, got to make sure I'm reading the right number. So they're all labeled this, but then right at the end it says -1, -2, whatever through 6. This is -1 and I opened -5. I'm not sure how I did that, but yeah, 5 and 6 are these two. And I'll get to those here in a minute, but okay, let's try this again. I'll open this one. This is just going to be one of those videos where mistakes happen. We're all human, right? Show my humanity today. Okay. All right. So, oh my gosh, that is like a true green, like I don't even know. It's definitely a true green with that glitter in it. Interesting. And then here are our two ABs. Okay. Yellow. And then that's almost like a berry fuchsia color. I don't know. Okay. So this says 34, this yellow is 4 dots. Okay. So there's little dots inside flowers all along here. Even inside the flower here, all along in those. Some there. There's even a couple there. That's cute. Okay. Number 35. Oh my gosh, it looks like a little footprint. That's so cute. What an interesting symbol. I've not seen that before. All right. That is along the outside edge of this heart and this one and this one and this one and that one. And along the edges of this heart, there's a couple in his tail, her tail, whatever. This heart, this heart. Yeah, that's all I see. That's cute. And then this one is the solid green. That is such a true green, and these are really pastel, so I'm very curious to see how that's going to come out. Very curious because this is located in the leaves through here, through there. Like it is just sporadically. There's a little bit there. There's through here. So yeah, all of these leaves are going to have this, maybe to make them look a little bit darker than the rest. I don't know. That is a very interesting choice considering the light greens that are in here. They're all more mint, and this one is like a true green. So maybe with the yellow, it'll offset it. I don't know. I'm curious to see what that will look like finished. Okay, so let me put this one away and we will get out the next one. All right, so this one is number 6. This is Rainbow Bright, and she has one of her little sprites with her. Okay, open this up. In the comment section below, let me know if you grew up in the 80s, if you remember these, if you played with them, if you ended up getting these kits based on Shay's recommendation, or if you got them based on mine. Unboxing, you know, this is such a nostalgic set for me, and I'm loving these. These are so cool. Oh my gosh, I love it. I loved Rainbow Bright growing up. I collected the Rainbow Bright doll. I had her. I had her horse, which of course I'm like blanking on all of the names right now, but I had them. I had a bunch of sprites. I used to watch the show religiously. Loved it. Like she's so iconic to me. Rainbow Bright. This was my jam. I loved her. This one has 44 colors. Obviously there's a full rainbow of them, and it has 4 special diamonds. It says XC, which would be the jelly drill. And then it says ZG, which is going to be the ones with the mica powder in them. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's look at this. Look at that. Oh, this is going to be so pretty. I really like how shiny these drills are. Like they're really sparkly. And you can see them in the bag how sparkly they are already, which is amazing. Okay. So we have 4 special diamonds to pull out for her. Ooh, all right. The red, and this is, again, looks orange on camera, but this is a true red, is the jelly drill for this one. That is in the star, here, here, and there, but is not in the rest of the red. And then these all have that mica powder. So here is a lime green with the mica powder on it. Sir. This one is a backwards Y. So this one is in the spots and the stars. And there and there. She has a couple in her sleeve here. I don't see them anywhere else. Okay. And then this one is a light pink. I'm not sure you're going to see the mica. It does definitely give it a different shine. It's very pretty. This light pink is 2 lines that kind of go like this. That is all through these clouds. So through here, through here, through here, through there. Wow. It does definitely, there's some through there. It does definitely almost give, because Rainbow Bright wasn't really in clouds that I remember. So that almost gives Care Bears again. But I don't know. I'm here for it. I love it. Okay, that's the only place that I see that pink. And then here is this gorgeous blue. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, this blue, it's also got the little footprints. Those are cute. Harder to see, but they are in this transition shade of blue here. There's a few in the transition shade of blue. There's some in those blue pieces and that. There's some here and in here. And, okay, I was checking to make sure it wasn't in her eyes. Okay, so that is all for that. Let me get this one put away and we'll get out the last one. All right, so last but not least, the bag that I opened and showed you already with these colors here are going to be our Cabbage Patch doll. Oh my goodness. I remember getting a Cabbage Patch doll. His name was Hans Jackson Anderson. I can't remember exactly, but I know it was Hans Jackson. And he was this little blonde-haired boy, and he had on, I am not familiar what it's called in the culture, but basically he had on like an outfit that almost looked like it had suspenders. Oh, I feel so awful that I don't know what it's called or even what culture that's from, but basically Hans was his name, if that kind of helps with that stereotype. And I loved him so much. It was green and white outfit. He came with little white shoes. Loved him to death. I also had a girl. I don't remember getting her as much as I remember him because he actually had the birth certificate and everything. It was a big ordeal. But yeah, loved Cabbage Patch dolls. My mom made some outfits and we had a whole bag. I still actually have some of that stuff from my childhood. So yeah, I passed them down to my children when I had children because this between this and Rainbow Bright. Yeah, they were my entire existence. But again, the consistency of the canvas is there. I love that there's little Cabbage Patch babies here. This was definitely 80s nostalgia. The big thing at the time was adoption. So, it was adopt all of the Cabbage Patch dolls. But anyway, this one has 38 colors. She's just so cute. I love that she's a redhead. I'm a redhead myself, though, as I've aged, my hair has gotten darker. So it's like considered auburn. Some people say it's brown, which bothers me, but I was born redhead and I was relentlessly teased for it as a small child. So I want to continue, I own up that redness, that redheadedness. But anyway, isn't she just cute? She's so cute. Okay. This one has, like I said, 38 colors and 4 specials. So let's see what she has. So there's this pink color with the mica powder on top of it. This one is going to be in spots, it's in here, and they're in her sleeve, they're in her sleeve. There's some in the little bows in her hair. Okay, so there's that one. This one is a really nice green. And then I think the more true color, that's the true color that I'm seeing in the viewfinder. It's a regular, it's got a almost, it's not a true green. It's almost like a lighter, almost sage green. I don't know how to explain that, but it's definitely not a dark green. And on the camera, it looks almost more yellow, but that's more true to the color. Let's see, this one says it's the letter Q. That is all like just sprinkled through this cabbage, all sprinkled through the cabbage here. Let's see, there's some here and a couple here and along the greenery. So in all of that greenery is going to be the letter Q. That's, oh, it'll be so cute. Okay. And then there's this one. It is like a yellow color. On screen, it looks a little bit more orange than it does in real life there. That's more true to color. This one, a single dot. Okay, so everywhere you see yellow, it's in all of those spots. So quite a few little places in the middle of flowers. There's even one little tiny one right there. So that's going to be cool. And then this is the last color. I'm going to get this back out on the tray so you can see this, because I'm looking at this trying to figure out if it's going to come across in the viewfinder. So let's just go ahead and dump it into the tray. This is, I spilled a few. This is a cream color with that glitter on it. Is that going to come across in the viewfinder? It's not. It just looks like a gold glitter in there, but it's not. It definitely has that rainbow iridescence again. I can see many colors of the rainbow in that glitter. But yeah, so that's that one. And this is in the blank boxes. So everywhere you see these like white little spots, it's in all of those. Not on her dress, but all through the background. There's a couple here and a few through there. So that is really cool. Okay, so again, in the comment section, let me know if you picked up this kit or if you plan to, and if you were around during the 80s, if this is nostalgic for you, if you like them, just comment whatever you'd like. If you're still here, please give me a thumbs up to let me know that you are still here. And that you like the content that I'm making. And then, I don't know, just let me know if you like any of these, okay? All right, so thank you so much again for joining me. I appreciate you being here. I hope that you have a good rest of your week. Just remember to, wherever you go, to take care of your mental health as a Sparkle Sanctuary. So please, oh please, and all the things that are going on in this world, take time to take care of you. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.